What's good? It's your boy, the real Chief A1. You're now watching the Hip Hop Native Podcast. This episode 1, season 1. You know what I mean? Name the show Hip Hop Native because I'm like one of them real hip hop natives. Yeah, yeah. I'm a native of hip hop. That's what it really means. Basically, like being born into hip hop, being from the culture and shit like that. I want to tell from inside the culture. I see a lot of podcasts and web shows and platforms that's a lot of outsiders from the culture. They on there giving their opinions of the culture, but don't really got no ties to the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a deep thing I think that we got going on in hip hop because you got a lot of artists who won't come and fuck with their own, but they go on these other platforms and give them the content. They go on these other platforms and tell their stories, almost indict themselves on some of these stories, and it's just crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? And the people interviewing them, their main goal is to just overtalk the guests and you know what I'm saying, get loud, overtalk their co-hosts and give their opinions and tell them about our community, but they ain't talking about their community. You know what I'm saying? It's real tricky in the industry right now, and I feel like people gravitate towards those type of platforms. You know what I'm saying? Like you supporting natives of the game, people who put they foot down, hard work, independent. They was raised into this game, not running to these other platforms, just giving them the content, the numbers, and the support. But you ain't giving your own people the support. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Give support to all the people I fuck with, we rocking with right now. I know y'all familiar with some of them, but like we gonna give a shout out to the 85 South Show, Carlos Miller. You know what I'm saying? Chico Bean, DC Young Fly. That shit is crazy. Support them. Go run their numbers up. You know what I'm saying? RIP to Q from World Star. World Star was a black owned company. We're not sure who's running it right now, but you know what I'm saying? Support to World Star. Yo, Doggy Diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Forbes DVD. I need to show some love to that because he's one of the originators. You know what I'm saying? I seen he was just like on the news or something like that. They had him on the news real quick. MREC, who came from, you know what I'm saying, platform, Doggy Diamonds, MREC. They shit is MREC TV shit is fire. Star Report, shout out to Star. Shout out to Gilly and Wallow. They doing their thing. If y'all not familiar with that, go check in, tap in with $1 million worth of game. You know what I mean? Sean Cotton, Say Cheese TV, they platform is booming. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give a little bit of shout out to them motherfuckers because Sean Cotton been doing his thing, even though he feed into the bullshit a little bit too, but like we give him his props and shit. Joe Buttons, of course, his platform crazy. He going crazy on his shit. Um, who else? Shout out to the old school, you know what I'm saying? Like Ralph McDaniels. We got a whole another podcast we gonna do about that. Shout out to Ralph McDaniels. We performed, I was like a little teenager and shit performing at Ralph McDaniels Brooklyn Block Party. That was with RIP Sean Price. LOX was there. Um, it was just a bunch of underground people, and then uh, LOX, Sean Price, Boot Camp Click, and shit like that. That shit was fire. That was back in the days when I was a little teeny bopper. But that shit was fire. Shout out to Craig Fax, Craig Smith. That shit is dope too. Black creator. He was on All Def Digital and all that shit with Kev on stage and all them. Shout out Kev on stage. His shit alright too. Like I fuck with that. That's a content creator. Like he got a whole platform that's going crazy. Who else? Precious and Kamira. What's this shit called? On These Hoes, whatever they podcast is, that shit popping too. Shout out to y'all black female creators out here doing their thing. They was rocking with All Def too. Um, Big Facts podcast. Shout out to Big Bank and all y'all doing y'all shit. Those black creators. This is 50. You know, 50 going crazy with stars and all them shits he got going on. He content king right now. Nori, EFN. You know what I mean? Shit like that. But back to regular scheduled program. It's your boy, the real Chief A1. You tuned into Hip Hop Natives Podcast, episode 1, season 1. All right, so if you got any questions or comments or you want to chime in on the topics and shit, just text this number 631-238-1031. Some Halloween shit. 631-238-1031. Text your questions, comments, topics, or any feedback that you got on the podcast. We try to get your shit in.